was the Trump presidency what you thought it was going to be?
Let me interject. I think it was because he voted for him again. Go ahead, James. Answer the question.
Wow.
Is this kind of like turning you off to being a member of the GOP?
No. I hate both parties equally, so it don't really freaking matter to me.
But you vote Republican. Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to the Rocket City Network. I got the all-star panel with me. Today, we're going to be talking about the Georgia Voting Rights Bill. What's going on, everybody?
What's going on?
Not much.
All right, now how's everybody doing?
We doing great, brother. Doing great.
All right.
So, basically, and first off, the bill is ridiculous. It basically criminalizes people, individuals, for passing out food and drinks to voters who are in line, right? So if I wanted to bring like my 80-year-old and my 88-year-old grandmothers a sandwich or a water while they wait to vote, I would be a criminal. I would be considered a criminal, you know? It's just ridiculous. Parts of the bill calls for shortening absentee ballot time frames and also the early voting time frames. It makes it to where the state election board can take over election offices. In a nutshell, it just seems that the QAnon party, also known as the GOP, believes that only Democrats are going to be hurt by this new bill restriction, right? So for me, all this is going to do is just make me go crazy as far as making sure everybody gets to the voting polls and just do their due diligence in trying to get through with the GOP, the restriction that they're trying to impose on everybody. Thoughts? I'll start off with Reggie Fresh. We're going to go ahead and start off with you, brother.
All right, man. This is what I think about the whole situation. It's pathetic. It don't make no kind of sense. And it's trying to keep Democrats, basically black people, not to vote. You're not going to sit here and tell me that you let these white racist people bum rush the Capitol, didn't get locked up, and you're going to lock up a lady who knock on the door? Ridiculous. So you know what? It ain't going to work because we already got a plan. So what they throw at us, we're gonna get better. That's all I got to say about
it. John, let me get your thoughts.
I think the whole situation is some, next level BS. I'm gonna keep a cap on it. I just and to see, I just hope, hey, Georgia, y'all need to stand up. I need to stand up. This is what is this? Jim Crow 2.0, wasn't that thrown out there?
Yeah.
It's insane.
Definitely. Jay, what are your thoughts?
I think that, like you said, it's some bull crap. Like, it's 100% bull crap. Like, because at the end of the day, what they're going to do, okay, let's just play the bad guy. If the bill is passed, people is going to suppress the vote. Let's just say, far as, okay, people just going to stand in line, hold up the line. So this 80-year-old lady that been standing here since 7 o'clock this morning, and there's already 30 people in front of her, and she ain't had no breakfast or nothing. And this guy that's in the neighborhood, that's from this neighborhood, that see older people, that's always taking care of this older person, go up there and go get her something to eat. Now he gonna get arrested because these people standing in the line, just holding up the line. It's crazy. Like, they're gonna have to do better. And if it is getting passed, if it does get all through and everything, they're gonna use that as a baseline for every other state.
Exactly. James.
I'm gonna just put it this way. If it's stupid enough, if it was somebody, I'm not saying it may sound like this, but if somebody was sitting there, an 80-year-old lady coming there, somebody was passing it up and everything else, I gotta agree that this is the most dumbest piece of shit I ever heard in my life, and that is retarded. But I would checking through mail ballots, I already seen some of it. Like, I gotta give if I was living in Georgia, if I gotta give a reason why I can't show up to vote and everything else, because that's my personal business, I do not want government to interfere on that one. So
yeah,
I'm kind of a little bit probably shocked red, but it's a little bit perturbed about it.
yeah. It's just one of those things where, like I was discussing with Reggie Fresh, you know, we just have to get out there and just be more revved up. And the thing is, if I see an 80-year-old woman, be it black, white, Hispanic, Asian, and I have an extra water, I'm going to give it to her. I don't think me giving her water is going to sway my vote or sway her to vote a Democrat or a Republican, because hell, she don't know who I'm going to vote for. She can only assume that I'm not going to be voting for one of these bojangling, buck dancing GOP people, and she's probably going to be right about that. But I don't think I should be criminalized for that. Not only that, like what James was saying, not until this year, and we all know what happened this year, the pandemic, absentee ballot, it was on the rise, the highest it's ever been due to the pandemic. A lot of Republicans voted that way. Of course, overwhelmingly, Democrats did. But I just think that all this nonsense is going to backfire. There's a reason why Georgia had record voter turnout during the last two Senate races. That was a referendum on how ridiculous former President Donald Trump was being as far as the election being fraud. So James, let me ask you, man. I know you voted for Trump last time, and I'm gonna keep on saying it. I'm not trying to be funny, but you're gonna have to walk this dog. I mean, like I said,
Hey, I can land.
you have to walk this dog, because I'm not picking on you, James, because you're one of the more moderate to conservative people who actually want to come on the show and voice your opinion. Everybody else, they kind of ducking, they ducking that smoke. But James, is this kind of like turning you off to being a member of the GOP?
No. I hate both parties equally, so it don't really freaking matter to me.
But you vote Republican.
It depends on. Look, if I was sitting, I'm in a shithole red state. Who's gonna be telling? Who's running the whole state?
James, hey James, I get you now. I think you changing your mind. I understand that, but you voted for Trump.
He said,
dude, yes, I did.
Okay, Trump do not like you. He don't like me and the other two guys on this show.
And he don't like broke people either.
So what that tell you?
I need to be rich.
James, and I hate to open up an old wound, right?
Yeah.
People aren't mad at you for voting for Trump. It's just like the reason that you gave, even leading up to the election. But let's move past that, which is going to be hard for me to move past that because I'm gonna bring it up every time I feel like it.
Yeah.
So you're saying basically these restrictive voter bills, it's not turning you off because you live in a red state.
We got restrictive voter bills here. I'm concerned where I'm at right now, but in Georgia,
like what? Like name one. Fast. Name one.
Name one. We got you got to go show up with a driver's license and all that kind of stuff.
So, but that okay. So that's one of the things.
I think the absentee thing is going to be
check me out, James.
Huh?
Check me out real quick, brother. that's like the main go-to move that conservatives always try to pull is, well, you got to get on a plane, you got to show your ID.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I've been voting for 20 years. I've always had to show my ID. So the notion that droves of people just showed up to the polls without showing their ID, and now they have to because this bill has been passed, it's just bullshit.
Yeah.
It's bullshit. You gotta.
And
They gonna have to think of something else, another reason to basically justify and rationalize these new voter suppressive
Making
type
their own
of
rules.
tactics that the GOP is trying to inflict on American citizens.
Yeah. Making their own rules up, man.
Yeah, like I said before, I ain't got no problem with anybody, being a Trump voter, a Biden voter. It's just that you have to give me something that makes sense, makes logical sense.
Definitely.
Because we all know people in our families, friends who they kind of conservative or whatnot. They might not have voted for Trump, but they voted for Bush, they voted for McCain, So and they had good reasons. I guess for me, James, and I'm not trying to pick on you, just that I was never satisfied with your reason for voting for him. And now, like I said, I'm not trying to pick on you, but as far as the voter restrictions in Alabama, having an ID, that's across most states.
Across most states, but I couldn't think of it right now. But if I come, it probably pops up later on.
So Georgia is the first state that's trying to inflict these voter restrictions, and they're hoping that it'll pick up in other states.
And my opinion is that, like I said, if they're doing that I said like this, if they're doing something about if I up there somehow I see an older lady at that church I'm at, when I go and vote, and an elderly lady there thirsty, wants some water or something like that, I would go grab and give her water.
And then when they lock you up, then what? You still gonna be that place?
They're gonna lock your ass up, James. They're gonna think you a Democratic voter. They're gonna lock your ass up.
I'm making
you
an
ain't gonna be able to
example.
vote next election.
Hey.
And the funny thing about it is they fail to realize they lost a red vote.
Yeah,
because she was gonna vote for Tuberville.
Anyway,
tell me.
Wow.
Let me digress. Hey, go ahead, Reggie. Fresh. I'm sorry, man.
Here's the thing. The bottom line is,
wait. I can't let you do that, James.
What?
Better than what?
Tuberville, what? I didn't say better than Doug Jones. He's better than
James.
that judge.
Are you serious, man?
Huh?
Tuberville, he doesn't even know the branches of the government.
You sure don't?
I didn't vote for Tuberville.
Like James, like seriously, man.
Whoa,
if James,
whoa.
Hey, hear me out, brother. Hear me out, man. If you and
Tuberville,
listen, but you say he's better than Doug Jones, right?
No, I didn't say that.
You say he's better. Wait. You say he's better. You say he's better than Doug Jones, right?
No, I voted for Doug Jones.
What did you just say?
He's better than
no, but you just say he's better.
I kicked out of Malls. I can't think of his name. Roy Moore.
Okay. My bad. I thought you had said he's better than Doug Jones. We can do the replay.
No,
but because I was about.
Whoa, no.
We got. My bad. I didn't mean to harp on you, man. But yeah, I'm glad you didn't vote for Tuberville because that guy's a piece of work. But you voted for guys like him in the past, though.
No.
We've all voted for like dumbasses in the past. I think we've all have. It's just that I ain't voted for one of them Alabama dumbasses. But go ahead, James. I'm sorry.
I just lost what I was going to say, but about the vote. We talking about Georgia voter suppression?
Yeah, man. Like, it's going to spread.
So, before we move into that, can I ask you a question, James? so, how do you feel now? How do you feel now after the Trump presidency? We live in a country that it seems to be just as divided as we were before civil rights. How do you feel after that presidency now? And do you think he created a bigger gap in or ripped the scab that was just forming over the wounds that, we were starting to get after President Obama? Because that was, it started some healing. It gave people the what was it? Hope. Wasn't that his slogan?
Yeah, hope and change.
Yeah. So I mean, after experiencing so let me ask, basically, was the Trump presidency what you thought it was going to be?
Let me interject. I think it was because he voted for him again. Go ahead, James.
Oh,
answer
wow.
the question.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
I ain't never though. I know James is cool with me, but I just can't see.
Yeah, Jay,
I just can't see a black brother voting for Trump. I can't see it, man.
Look, I'm just put it this way. First thing I saw the Trump presidency was exactly I got right the whole time. I never saw in my life that I saw the full live version of Apprentice on TV.
Well, you might want to watch everything.
I never watched Apprentice, but it was sure a lot of cabinet members getting fired over the term and everything. It was the biggest turnout I ever seen in the presidency in whole U.S. history. I already called that one. You can have enough to play bingo on it. I think I almost bingoed a couple times.
But see, people got to realize too. I think Trump, he got a lot of black male votes, and there's a reason behind that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, maybe people,
man.
Well, maybe people who voted for him, they weren't looking at the racial aspect of it. They were looking at, okay, we have a perceived alpha male. He seemed like he's getting what he wants. He's playing bully ball. So he's exhibiting all these characteristics that a lot of us exhibit in our own life. For when we playing basketball, we want to be that alpha male on the court, football field, baseball diamond. So when you put race to the side, I can see why people that look like us voted for him. I don't agree with it, but I can see that. Yeah.
You know what Mike want?
Yeah.
Even before I could just look at him. Look at his neck. It's orange. Period. That let me know right now he ain't for me. I don't care about none of that.
But put all that to the side, Reggie.
Can't do it. That's my point. I can't do it.
I mean, you can't do it, but a lot of us can. I can see why people vote for him.
Not voting for orange.
It's nothing wrong with that. It's like, so for me, right? I might read some literature that's, Up from Slavery by Booker T. Washington, right? But I might read other literature by some of the pro-slavery content producers of their day, just to kind of gain knowledge on why they think this way, because you have to know your enemy. And so I can see why people have voted for him that look like us. Now, James explained why he voted. I didn't agree with it, but that's his prerogative. But he's gonna continue to get dragged on the show, and in a nice way, because I just didn't like it. But for the most part, James understands like why he understands like voter suppression, and so he's on our side on this matter. So
I'm trying to see about the absentee ones. How are you gonna play that rule out? I didn't get a catch on it.
Yeah, they're talking about
because
I think military is exempt, but they're going to shorten the time span where you can actually put in an absentee ballot. And of course, they're going to do the whole only a certain amount of absentee ballot boxes in the city, which was BS when you look at Texas, right? Every county only had one drop-off ballot box. When you look at Harris County in Houston, 4 million people versus like Odessa, 300 million people. That's and they know most of the largest cities in Texas, they're blue. You look at your San Antonios, your Houstons, your Austin, Texases. So and real quick, like I read somewhere where they said that between now and 2028, 200,000 kids are going to turn 18 every year. So if Texas is not blue right now, it's probably going to be blue as long as the Democrats stop playing nice politics, start playing bully ball, because if you look at the stimulus package, right?
Sucked.
Oh, yeah. So they did all this compromising and they still didn't get one Republican vote. It's crazy. Jay, I want to bring you into it, man. Do you think like these voting restriction bills are gonna like be expanded across the U.S.?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna use it as a baseline, and it's gonna get to the point where if they do pass it, it's gonna be so much of a spit in the face. They're gonna call it the Georgia bill in different states.
Wow.
Wow. That's
Wow.
that you're right, man, because like kind of like when they try to spit on Obama by calling it Obamacare, and it kind of stuck. I get that.
I was
I
gonna call
I
it
agree. I
Georgia
agree.
bill or something like that. To that